Hey guys, welcome to the Stream Space, or welcome back if you've been here before. We are back with another gaming pickup video. We have, oh, my bird's just going off like crazy in the background there. Anyways, yeah, so we're here to, do a new video with you guys. We've got a nice little stack of games here. Some really good finds in here, at least I think they're good finds. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't want every single video game in the world, but I got a specific list for each system, so let's get into it. Anyways, yeah, so today these are kind of finds mainly from a game store in Calgary called Level Up, and I've gone there for a while. They did a spring sale recently, so both my son and myself were able to get some cool stuff out of it. So we're going to start with something that's not technically a game, but it kind of, I don't know, it was on sale there, and I thought it was kind of a cool honorable mention. Got a copy of the RoboCop Steelbook edition of the 25th anniversary edition of the movie. And I think it looks pretty awesome. Check that out. So that was $8 without the discount, and even cheaper with it. So that was pretty cool. I don't tend to spend a lot of money on those re-releases and stuff like that. Like, I'm totally fine with buying like the quad pack, which has all 4 movies in it. I don't care about the definition. I think it's just super cool to see those in place. We have, next up is, and this is the first game in the lot, which is Armorines, which is a mech kind of shoot 'em up with the bugs that look kind of similar to the ones from Starship Troopers, and with Helldivers kind of being on the rise. I remembered that this one was one that I played as a kid, and I was like, this one was a lot of fun, and it was just fun to just blast things. So we got Armorines. We got it for actually 15% off at the additional the sale, plus the $15 that it already cost. So right, because there's a minor back label damage. I don't care about that. I don't buy these to be super collector's items. I do buy them to play them. That is, I'm a player collector as opposed to just leave it in the box and never touch it kind of collector. Next up, and this is maybe a duplicate. We have had this on here before, I think, but this is a little different because we actually had to fix it to even get it to play. And that is Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat Mythologies. So it's basically an action beat 'em up, but you play as Sub-Zero. And I really liked how they did this one. They kept the kind of like 2D player model, they're like character models, but like you do kind of beat 'em up style fights, and it was a nice change from the standard fight each other back and forth thing. So I really liked that, and we were able to do some cleaning on the pins and get them working, which is a service we do offer in our shop. It's not official yet because we are still learning some new methods to do it consistently and successfully. But these 2 games kind of cap off my N64 collection, and one of them came to me by chance, and I forgot that I even liked it or wanted it. Next up, we're going into Xbox One. We've got The Evil Within 2. So now I could play the first and the second one kind of as a back-to-back ordeal. I do like a lot of horror games. I mean, more recently, I do like the ones where I can fight back. I'm going to tell you, you probably won't catch me playing Five Nights at Freddy's or anything like that. I don't like the ones where I can't fight back. And even like Alien Isolation, where there is some element of fight back, is just a little too intense for me. But I've played some freaky ones. I mean, we played Resident Evil 8, which had the dollhouse, which was, never want to go through that again. Didn't give me experiences, it gave me trauma. Same thing, I guess. Got Contra Rogue Ops, which is, Rogue Core. And it's one of those, it's a twin stick shooter. It's a great like kind of option for people who want to play things where their whole goal is just blasting things, and you're not putting a whole ton of thought into it other than making sure you keep moving and not getting yourself killed. So playing games like Vampire Survivors, which has some strategy to it, but ultimately is a twin stick shooter for the most part. And then you've got the original Helldivers, which is a top-down twin stick shooter, and I guess I'm just kind of finding that's one of my favorite types of games. Halo Spartan Assault, it was originally released on the Microsoft Store, and you could play it on like Windows tablets and stuff. That is another excellent twin stick shooter. We do own that one too. Zone of the Enders for the PlayStation 3. This is the HD collection of all the PS1 titles, and I'm really excited to play this one because it's another great mech fighting game, and I really like mech games. There aren't enough good ones. Speaking of mech games, we have Front Mission Evolved. Square Enix, imagine Fire Emblem with mechs. It's More mechs, less problems, because you can blow your problems up. Next up is Brutal Legends, starring Jack Black. This was a kind of I don't know, it's kind of a hack and slashy RTS game, which is a weird combination because they actually failed to really tell people about the RTS element before when it was being marketed. People went in expecting just kind of a straightforward hack and slash. A lot of people still really like this game, and I'm actually really excited to play it because Jack Black is just hilarious. Even his most recent videos they're just something to behold. If you can find any of his TikToks and stuff like that, they are really funny. Recently, he was also obviously in Kung Fu Panda 4, which is another really good movie. It was better than I thought it would be, I'll at least say that much. Game of Thrones for PlayStation 3. This is not the Telltale game. This is the actual RPG. So you have a lot more, while those Telltale ones are based on decision-making power, you have even more decision-making power in this one, and it makes it so, there's some more action to it as well. And that's kind of more what I need. I can play Telltales once, but I won't play them again. I actually tend to be pretty good at making sound decisions. Like if you watch my Until Dawn playthrough, I played pretty much the whole thing, and I didn't get anyone killed until the very last chapter. Then I got all but 3 of them killed. I replayed the chapter and I got it perfect, but I didn't for example, the part with I think it's Ashley, and you're going down the hall, one of these rock caverns, and you hear a voice calling for help, and it sounds like one of your friends. So some people have gone and with her to investigate, and she gets her face ripped open. I never made decisions like that. Okay, there was a part where I was supposed to hold the controller still, and I dropped it, and it got both of my characters killed. Anyways, moving on. Bloodwake for the classic Xbox. Think of this like Twisted Metal, but on the water. So you have your boats, you have your bombs, you get to blow each other up and have a lot of fun. Now, it does have a story mode as well, and I'm actually kind of curious to play this, and we may even cover this in one of our retro series, but it was one of the first classic Xbox games I ever really played before I owned one of my own. I was like, this is actually a lot of fun. I played this and the classic and Return to Castle Wolfenstein. They were actually pretty excellent additions to that console, and that system was pretty good for its time. I mean, I think as far as the retros that I deal with go, it does have the most issues because it's got a lot of components that can fail. So it is what it is. Next up, and still on the Xbox Classic console, we have Van Helsing. So kind of in the same vein, there's a lot of games like this back then. There was Constantine, there was there's Devil May Cry, there's God of War. They all had kind of a very similar formula. And this one was pretty decent, but really, really difficult. So even I remember watching my friend try to do the fight with Igor, and he would go to swing his shock stick, and basically he would just hit him every single time. He was so ridiculously fast that it was a very hard fight to play through. Next up, and we're dipping back to PlayStation because this one got pushed to the bottom of the pile by accident. Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3. This was I believe this was the last game they did in recent times. That wasn't no, this was the last game they did. Honestly, I thought that one might have come out around the same time as the TV show did. The TV show is the most recent Twisted Metal anything. So we've been deprived of this. Excuse me. We've been deprived of this for a good couple of years since the PlayStation 3's kind of final end of life era, because that's what this game was in. But it's nice to get a hold of it. I mean, I now have this one. I have Black. I have Head On. I don't really own any of the old school ones, but I do have one of them on the PlayStation Classic, so I could always play that one. But it's still kind of nice to catch one of these in stores so I can add it to the collection. And it's been on the list for a while. The next and last part is not technically a game. I mean, it's not a game. I do own the game, but this is not a game. And that's because the price tag on these was kind of irresistible. And this is the player's guide for Mission Impossible, which was released on the N64 and PlayStation 1. And I think they did release one for the classic Xbox, and then they did a variant, a Mission Impossible game for the PS2/GameCube era. cool. But this one was always my favorite because, I mean, it did follow the movie pretty well. And, like, doing the first mission with... sorry, I guess that's not technically true. It didn't follow the movie very well. But I did like the mission where you're at the banquet. You got to do all these like things to get through the mission correctly. You got to do them in the right order, or else like you'll get found out and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. So, anyways, that kind of concludes our gaming pickup list with obviously the special mention for RoboCop 25th Anniversary Edition. Really excited I'm actually excited to sit down and watch that. It'll be the first time I watched it as an adult. I remember watching it when I was way too young to watch it, around the time when I was like 5. too young, okay, just too young. And you know, I enjoyed, like, I was buying up, I was getting my mom to buy me all the toys and stuff. They had like the battle damage one, and his like wrist blade would come out of his hand and stuff. It was all, yeah, it was super cool. Anyways, thanks for checking out the video. Appreciate that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to, do one of the things to support our channel. So, of course, it's the first way, which is liking, following, subscribing across our different platforms. You can find us over on Twitch, which is Pydera_74. Here on YouTube, it's Pydera space, so slight difference. You can also, if you go to w.gg, because like they make energy drinks, we have a partnership with them. You can use creator code Pydera74, no spaces, and we get a tiny cut of whatever orders actually use that code. So, you know, that would be pretty awesome. And I mean, they're a great company. I like what they've done with their different drink flavorings. And I mean, we haven't been able to order any recently because it's been one heck of a year, but the plan is absolutely to get some as soon as we possibly can. They sell tumblers, hats, sweaters, all of it. So, I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can get. In addition to that, we have our new eBay store, which you can find in our YouTube profile there in the bio. You can actually find it's SV Retro Tech. We're dealing in like retro video games and collectibles, so it's kind of, you know, it's got a bit of a one-stop shop for stuff. So definitely check that out. And yeah, I think that basically does it, guys. Thanks for checking out the video, and I hope to see you guys next time. I'm out.